The vast chamber of the Galactic Council fell silent as Admiral Trell's hologram flickered into existence above the central platform. His tentacles quivered with barely contained anxiety, a rare display of emotion for the normally stoic Viridian. Distinguished representatives, Trell began, I regret to inform you that Operation Containment has encountered complications. High Counselor Vex leaned forward, her crystalline features catching the light. Explain yourself, Admiral. The human system should have been easily quarantined with the resources allocated. He assembled representatives of the 53 most powerful species in the galaxy murmured among themselves. Humans were newcomers, primitives who had stumbled upon faster-than-light travel barely 3 decades ago. Their containment had been deemed a mere formality. 2 cycles ago, our blockade detected an unidentified vessel approaching from the human system. Trell continued. Initial scans indicated a civilian craft, but when challenged, the Admiral's skin paled. It was a warship, counselors, a human warship, unlike anything in our database. The chamber erupted in chaos. High Counselor Vex struck her staff against the floor, silencing the assembly. Impossible, she hissed. Human technology is centuries behind our own. Their military capabilities were thoroughly assessed. I've transmitted the sensor data for your review, Trell replied. The vessel designated by humans as the UES Defiance bypassed our primary defense grid as if it weren't there. When confronted by the blockade, they hesitated. They disabled 3 cruisers without destroying them. Precise, surgical strikes. Then they simply continued onward to the Arcturus trading hub. The Galactic Council had carefully managed the introduction of new species for millennia. Emerging civilizations were studied, guided, and, when necessary, contained until they could be properly integrated. Humans, with their alarming history of conflict and their rapid technological adaptation, had been designated a priority containment species. The blockade had been established in secret, disguised as a quarantine zone to protect humans from dangerous stellar phenomena. Representative Orlo, the ancient delegate from the Mithran Collective, spoke up. This changes nothing. One ship, however advanced, poses no threat to galactic stability. Increase the blockade and intercept this vessel. That would be inadvisable, Trell replied. The humans have made contact with the Arcturus hub. They're aware of the blockade now. Their captain, a human named Jack, has formally requested an audience with this council. The silence that followed was deafening. We have underestimated them, Vex admitted finally. How did they advance so quickly? How did they bypass our sensors? Deep in the lower levels of the council tower, Research Director Lena examined the data with growing fascination. As a xenotechnologist, she had spent years studying human artifacts, always finding them quaint and primitive. The schematics before her now challenged everything she thought she knew. Director, her assistant Garm called, the human delegation has arrived. Through the viewport, Lena observed the human party being escorted by council guards. At their center walked a tall figure in a dark uniform adorned with minimal insignia. Captain Jack, presumably. His calm demeanor contrasted sharply with the council's panic. Above in the chamber, the debate continued. We should eliminate this threat immediately, Representative Orlo insisted. One precision strike on their vessel and invite open war with an unknown power, Vex countered. We don't understand their capabilities. Perhaps, a new voice interjected, you should simply ask. The council turned as Captain Jack entered the chamber. The human stepped forward, seemingly unconcerned by the array of powerful aliens surrounding him. My government sends its regards, he said evenly, and its disappointment regarding this blockade we discovered. Human, Vex addressed him, attempting to regain control of the situation. Your presence here violates multiple galactic protocols. Your species is not yet ready for unrestricted interstellar travel. Jack smiled slightly. With respect, Counselor, that determination is not yours to make. The Council has overseen galactic peace for 12,000 years, Orlo interjected. New species are integrated carefully to maintain stability. By keeping them ignorant and controlled, Jack asked. He reached into his pocket, causing the guards to tense, but he merely produced a small holographic projector. We've been monitoring your communications for some time. We know about Operation Containment. The projection displayed Council communications dating back years. The implications were staggering. Humans had broken Council encryption, considered mathematically unbreakable. Humanity has no quarrel with the Galactic Council, Jack continued. We seek peaceful cooperation and trade, but we will not be confined or controlled. And if we insist? Vex asked quietly. The Defiance is only one of our vessels, Jack replied, the first we chose to reveal. It carries minimal armaments, designed for diplomacy, not conquest. Others are less restrained. The unspoken threat hung in the air. We propose an alternative, Jack said. End the blockade. Recognize Earth as a sovereign system with full galactic rights. In exchange, we'll share certain technologies we developed. Your scientists will be particularly interested in our advancements in medical nanotechnology. Lena, watching the proceedings remotely, felt a chill. The humans hadn't just caught up to galactic technology, they'd surpassed it in certain areas. The council chamber remained silent as the representatives processed this paradigm shift. The careful plans of centuries have been appended in a single day. The council will deliberate, Vex finally announced. Jack nodded respectfully. We await your decision. The Defiance will remain at Arcturus as a gesture of good faith. As he departed, Vex turned to her fellow counselors, her voice low. Everything has changed. The humans were never the primitives we thought them to be. In orbit around Arcturus, the UES Defiance maintained its position, its sleek hull gleaming under the light of distant stars, a silent testament to humanity's arrival on the galactic stage.